Yeah, good morning one and all. This is Ramavat Mohan. Welcome to KANISHKA IAS. So today we'll be dealing with what is the importance or the role of the newspapers in the UPSC preparation and other competitive examinations. So I'll repeat, what is the significance or what is the important role of newspapers in UPSC and other competitive examinations. So in the word itself, news signifies that there will be four directions: north, south, east and west, right? So newspaper is we can't ignore the newspapers. So from all the directions we get the important news, like what is happening around the world. Okay, so newspaper is playing a role. We can say that newspapers are not just sources of news, but they are the windows to understand the entire world. So we can say that the news from all the four directions, like north, south, east and west, we get very different kinds of news, which is nothing but the newspapers act as a weapon for providing the information to the individuals as what is happening around the world. So why do we read the newspapers? So why they are important during the preparations, especially in the current affairs foundation, like we do have got the general studies subjects. So we go through the national, international, regional and regional news, which plays a vital role about the significance. So it helps understand government policies, schemes, etc. And we come across a lot of bills which the parliament is enacting, and something about the judgments and reports. And the second thing is they broaden the knowledge across subjects. So we do have got different subjects like polity and governance, right? Along with that we have got economy, science and technology, environment and ecology, so Indian society. Along with that we have got economy. So we'll be dealing with all, the newspapers will provide the information of entire GS. So don't treat or don't think that the newspaper is a separate subject. So simply we can say that the newspapers are nothing but they are the combination of the general studies. Okay, so already whatever you have studied, that entire is represented by the newspapers. So here they help in the answer writing, along with that essay preparation and even the preliminary exam preparation. So what is the new kind of species which has come into the biodiversity, and we talk about the government schemes and constitutional amendments, along with the science and technology developments and geographical locations and events. It also helps in the interview preparation. So what we have to do is how to read the newspaper. You have to focus on the national news, along with that government policy, schemes, economy, environment, science and technology, etc. So the question here is that when the newspaper consists of around 15 to 20 pages, right? So is it wise enough to go through each and every word of the newspaper? So you are wrong. We should not read the entire newspaper. So whatever is related with the general studies, we have to go through that. So here I will stress upon don't read newspapers like a newspaper reader. What you have to do is, the objective should be not to read every page. So first of all you have to question yourself that can this information help in the prelims, whether it is related with mains, interview or essays, etc. So what to avoid is that you have to avoid reading the political accusation, the news on political accusation, sensational news, celebrity news events some celebrities getting married, that is not required here. Okay, so those things events and other activities related with celebrities, routine crimes and repetitive political statements. So what is the ideal approach for a daily regular news reader, right? So what we have to, as an UPSC aspirant, what you have to do is, you have to go through 45 to 60 minutes through the newspaper. It could be any newspaper, the Hindu, Indian Express, Mint, Economic Times, etc. And identify important issues which are related with general studies, along with connect with the static syllabus, the core issues related with what is happening with that. For example, when you talk about the environment and ecology, how far India is doing in terms of sustainable development goals, SDGs, right? Say when you talk about SDG 1, no poverty, SDG 2, zero hunger, right? When you talk about climate action, you refer SDG 13, like that. You have to bring those things and connect with the static parts. And we have to, we can make short notes along with that, use in answer writing and make rapid revisions. So the golden rule is that newspaper should not become a separate subject. Okay, don't read the newspapers as a separate subject. Already whatever you learned in the general studies, right? Whether it is economy or polity, governance, right? Indian society or science and technology, along with that environment and ecology, whatever it may be. So already the golden rule is that we have to treat the newspapers as the general studies subject. That's it. Don't treat it as separate subjects. So what are the key benefits while reading the newspapers? So what newspapers does is, newspapers builds analytical ability, critical thinking, problem solving skills. Along with that, it improves answer quality also. So when you provide the data, facts, along with some substantive discussion, okay, or analysis, that adds beauty to the answer, and it brings value addition to whatever you write. And then it enhances essay and interview performance and gives an edge over other candidates. So finally, what I would like to conclude is that time invested today, success secured tomorrow. So read, reflect, analyze, and apply. So that's the power of newspaper. Thank you so much. Though that is the importance or the role of going through the newspapers during your UPSC preparations or any other competitive examinations. Thank you so much. We'll meet in the next class. That's it for today.